Welcome back to Glowspike Audio. Today we're going to be going over ReaFIR and why you should use it as your starting DAW. So the link will be found in the description down below for everything that we're going to be using today. We're only going to be downloading two different things. We're going to be downloading ReaFIR. Now, depending on which computer you have, this is where you determine which one you need to download. They have a Windows option, they have a Mac OS option, they have a Linux option. This is actually really nice of ReaFIR, so they have an evaluation version for 60 days. Instead of locking behind paid features behind getting a premium version of it, literally you can just try every single feature out for free. And if you're curious to see what the actual license is, it's going to cost $60 for a discounted license or $225 for a commercial. If you're by yourself, the discounted license will work just fine. Now, once you download whatever version you want to, I'm also going to recommend downloading Flex ASIO. If you don't have a built-in ASIO into your interface, like if you have a little bit of a cheaper one, or if you just don't have that option inside of ReaFIR, this is one of the best options. ASIO is going to be able to give you a cleaner signal whenever you're fully using your voice, so I recommend downloading this. You head to this page, which will also be linked down below, and then you just click on the exe and it'll have the little download at the top right. All right, so once you have that open, you're going to launch ReaFIR. Now, this is what it looks like if you're on an evaluation version. Basically, it's going to tell you how many times that you've actually used it, you've been running it, blah, 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 and we've used it approximately 29 days. ReaFIR is not free, but like we were saying before, it does allow you to fully use it for free in the trial period. All right, so now that we're inside of ReaFIR, first things that we're going to set up, if you click on the Options tab, let's go over to Preferences. Now, you're going to notice that it'll start you on the General tab. The only thing that we care about is underneath Audio, we're going to click on Devices. This is where it's going to have a default as Wasapi. It'll have whatever input microphone you want to be using on your computer and your output device. Go ahead and set both of these, even though we're not going to be staying in Wasapi. It'll just be easier to move around later on. Once you have your microphone selected from this big drop down, you want to click this down arrow and you're going to select ASIO. This is going to be a cleaner signal. So basically Wasapi has an issue to where it'll try to truncate your voices at a certain hertz. So it'll just automatically like flatline instead of having like peaks around everywhere. And it doesn't have a clear audio signal. So from here, we can actually keep a default. So we have in 0, last in 0, first out 0, and out 1. That's what mine came preset as, and it works just fine. I hear my playback through the device that I want to. The sample rate, this is going to be based on whatever microphone you're using. Mine's 48,000 hertz, so I have it set to 48,000. And then you can have audio priority if you want to change this to higher or different. We're just going to keep it as normal since this is the only thing that's going to be open usually. Then we'll click OK. Now, you might just think, all right, well, we got all that set. Let's just start recording. So if I click this, you're going to notice no track armed for recording. You can continue, but nothing will be recorded until you arm a track. What on earth do you do from here? Well, from here, this is where you want to stop doing that because it doesn't actually matter. You want to click the plus sign. If you don't click the plus sign, this is not actually going to be a track. And then you're like, all right, well, now we're good. So you click it again, and it'll still give you the warning. That's because you have to click this little red button right here, which means you've officially armed your track. So now that we figured out how to arm our track, we're going to speak into it some, and you're going to notice that it does pick up our voice pretty clearly. Now, there is going to be a little bit of differences. We're going to be going over how to have raw audio. So raw, you don't want to have any filters at all. We'll go over very minimal how to just clean up noise canceling. Once again, if you're trying to like actually audition for a studio, you want to actually have a raw sample instead of have like a whole bunch of FX. So you don't really want this, but just in case you guys are wondering how to get rid of background noise, I will show you guys how to do that. And also I'll show you guys a better graph so you can see where exactly you are. So once you stop speaking, let's go and render this real quick, and then we'll show you from there. So you want to go to File, and then you just click Render. So you want to go to File, and then you just click Render, and it'll pop up a list here. Now you can set wherever you want it to actually list as. We'll just call it Test 1. Now this is where you do need to make sure you're filling out everything correctly. So once again, our sample rate, 48,000, that should be set, but if not, make sure you click 48,000. Channels you want to be submitting in mono. And everything else is fine the way it is. You don't have to change anything. Format, some people prefer, now for the format, some people prefer WAV and others prefer MP3. So this is where you select those two options. And then you click Render File. And as you can see, it did render it out, but it doesn't really show you too much. So if you click stats and charts and then open chat in a web browser, this is going to be a full breakdown of what we actually just spoken into. All right, so now that we have our chart open, you're going to notice in sections that we're not speaking, we still have noise here, even though it should be flatlined. That's because the room is either not fully treated or you're in an untreated space. How do we actually fix this? Well, as soon as you fix this, it's not going to be considered a normal recording anymore. But if you want to do the filters, go to FX, and then from here, you want to go to ReaFIR. All you have to do is have it set. So I have mine at F12. It's going to be a little bit better to clean up the signal, and then have it on precise, and you want the mode to be subtracting. As soon as you stop speaking, you want to click automatically build noise profile. And try to have your mouse a little bit away. That way it doesn't actually click it at the end. But basically that's going to clean up your microphone signal. And now whenever we re-render this, we don't even have to change anything, but just click render again, render, and then we'll override the file. And then we'll do the exact same thing. We haven't changed anything at all. Now you're going to notice that it's a lot more flat compared to before. We still have a little bit, but it's going to be a lot better. So that's like an easy way to clean up some of your room noise floor. Once again, though, as soon as you start adding any FX, it's no longer going to be considered a raw signal. And if you're trying to figure out how to just change one section, so let's say this part right here is a little bit quiet compared to the rest. How do we fix this? Well, you can click on the little razor blade here, and you have a couple different options. The razor blade is going to mostly stick to these little grids. You're going to notice that it always snaps into there. So from here, we can actually just drag and drop. So let's drop it down some. And let's say this section was quiet, but the rest was loud enough. We can go to item properties. If it's showing a weird menu, you're going to need to drag it. So like if it's like this, sometimes you won't see all the controls. And if you want, you can extend it down. That way everything's on one page. So we have a volume/pan here. So we can increase it some, click apply. Let's just crank it up so you can see like a... And as you can see, it'll change completely in real time. That way you're fully able to edit it. And then whenever you're done, you just drag and drop and put it into the same exact spot. That changing the volume is not going to affect your raw recording. That's just going to fix some of the quiet parts. Adding in different FX, that is what's going to technically remove away from the raw. So if you don't want to have your FX on, you can turn that off and now it'll be your raw recording. It's not going to output with your thing set up. Now, another thing to keep in mind, once again, your RMS is going to be listed down here. Basically, you want to try to keep between -18, -20. You want to have some headroom. Well, hopefully this guide was able to answer any questions you had about ReaFIR, how to do the basics in it. If it did, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials, and we'll continue the voice journey with you guys.